And the last bit of reality in terms of fundraising is it's really hard because investors no longer just believe in PowerPoint. Right? 20 years ago, back in the midst of the bubble, not a problem. You brought forth an idea, you could find funding for it. Right? After the internet bubble, 15 years ago now, the times have changed. Investors have gotten a little harder and a little stronger, and more companies seem to get started now, right? We seem to be in a heyday of entrepreneurship, and so they have more choices to make. So what investors are looking for today, they call traction. Traction takes a few different forms. So traction could be you have a prototype, it's built, they can touch it or feel it or use it online. They can do something to make, to have their belief that what you're talking about is doable because it's at least in some form already built. Ideally, that prototype is your MVP, if it can be. Second would be customers. Again, we talked about this earlier. If you walk into an angel group and say, I have orders for $200,000 worth of product, you'll probably get funded, right? You may tell a bad story and not. But if you walk in with that kind of traction, you will be much better off than if you walk in with a prototype and a promise that there might be customers, and way better than if you walk in with a PowerPoint saying all of this will happen in the future when you put your money down. Again, investors don't like that story anymore. Next on the list, even better, would be revenues. So not promises of $200,000, actual trailing revenues of $200,000. $200,000 in the bank from selling to customers, or $500,000 or $1 million. The more the better. That is clear, definitive traction, and so that gets rid of the questions of will someone actually buy this? Will those people who promise to buy it truly buy it when it's available? There's no question. They did buy it. Then the question goes to, are there more customers? How hard are they to find? And is there any profits to be made in this business? And then lastly would be profits. If you walk into investors with a profitable company, we're not talking about 10x investing anymore. We're talking about something completely different. Again, in the investor's shoes, what are they looking for? Well, they're looking for a giant opportunity, right? We did the opportunity sizing earlier. They want to see that giant number. They want to drool over the $1 billion market or the billion-person market. They want to see a high-growth model. The reason why they're going to ask for a financial model with a hockey stick is that they want to see it's possible to go and grab a very large percentage of that huge opportunity. Right? They may not believe your hockey stick. In fact, if they're sophisticated investors, they don't believe your hockey stick. But what they want to know is that there is some feasible plan to go and grab that market. And then they want to find a team. You have to prove your team, which is the number one thing they'll talk about. They want a team that they believe can execute that plan. Right? And what we know is the plan's wrong. What they know is the plan's wrong, but that doesn't matter. They want to know that there's a great team that can go and execute a great opportunity and go and make a difference in the world. That's what they're looking for. Right? That's really the growth hypothesis and the value hypothesis squeezed together. And if you're doing an impactful startup and you're talking to impact investors, well, then the thesis could be changed slightly. It may be that the opportunity is not about money. It's not about the $1 billion opportunity. It's about saving 1 billion lives or making a difference in 100 million lives or doing something about poverty in the environment or whatnot. Your impact can be enough to make this reality. But again, what they want to see then is a plan to actually make a difference and a team that can go execute on it.